Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join me, Ox, here on this post-match show as the two legends, the one and only Fox, and everybody will be pleased to hear from the Bridgeman. Evening, boys.
Good evening, lads.
Oh, can I say a big good evening to you two chaps? Glad to be back. Massive good evening to the boys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. Very emotional tonight for me. Very emotional.
He's wanting a sympathy vote for me and you, Fox. We've been in longer benders.
Oh, I know. He's been lying in hospital enjoying himself and now he's complaining.
Jeez.
Peel me a grape, he said to the Mrs. Bridge.
That's one of the cruelest things a person's ever said to me, you know.
Peel me a grape, he said to Mrs. Bridge.
Peel me a grape.
Great to hear from you, Mal Mucker, and I'm glad you're on the road to recovery, yeah?
Aye, so seriously, and a huge big thank you to everybody. Loads of messages, people getting in touch with me there through the forum. It's just fabulous, and really thanks to everyone. My email, got loads and loads of PMs through the Rangers chat. Just fantastic. Not the Rangers chat, the Rangers Radio. What do you call it? WhatsApp. Fabulous.
You get mine. Where's your bank book hidden?
Aye.
I'd already planned ahead and planned an butchery for you.
Anyway, back to the events this evening. Olympic Lyon 0, Glasgow Rangers 2. We seem to do all right with that for some reason. That's 5-0 away from home twice against them. An interesting friendly, Fox. I thought the referee was abysmal, so we can't blame Scottish referees all the time. But a great result and a good training session for us.
Good training session. It's no more than that. No need to get carried away, think we're going to do this or that. It'd have been the same if the score had been reversed. What pleased me as much tonight was the boy McLaughlin in goal. Looks a real good back up to Alan McGregor. I was really pleased with the performance he put in.
Big unit, Fox, big unit.
Aye. Mm-hmm. No scared to come for the ball. He was down, good at getting down low to shots, and I thought he protected his goal very well tonight. You can also say that Connor Goldson had an exceptional game for me as well. Tav slow to start, but get into the game as well. Edmondson shaky a wee bit, I thought, at first, but settled in well as well. And Borna Barisic he had a good game as well.
He nearly had the pass of the season when he tried to play Morelos through Bridgeman in the first half. Tried to slide him in. Don't know if he caught that pass, Bridge.
Yeah, he was. I think he's a wonderful player. I said this all last season. He's got a lot of guts, and he was getting, shall we say, tackled above the ball quite a lot. I thought tonight. I thought he stood up to it all and tore in and did everything right. And some wonderful passes. That one in particular you're talking about. Just superb. Just superb.
So we got the goals. I think, if I've been honest, I think the two goals might have been own goals, and the second one took a deflection, I think, after the defender. The first one, I don't know who had you the brass neck to claim it myself, but there we go. It doesn't matter how it goes into the bottom of the net. I mean, that team, they've got about £200 million worth of talent on show the other night, and there wasn't many impressed me. But as Fox says, it's only a training session.
I didn't think they were a good team as a team. I didn't rate them at all. But obviously, they're good players in among them. But seriously, I think they were a yard short and were pushing. They were pushing on and running into the man, making contact, constantly making contact. And there was a lot of stupid fouls given away the referee never looked at.
The boy should have been sent off for the tackle on Jack.
Well, I agree. That was at least a yellow, and definitely could have been a red.
It was a worse challenge than what he sent Kent off for. I think,
but that guy that did the tackle.
Fox, it'll make sense if we open up the phone lines. People want to join us. So, what's the number, Fox? No.
And the phone number is 0141 356 1972.
Where else can you join us, Fox?
You can join us at rangersradio.online on Skype, and if you call in on Skype, we'll be able to bring you straight into the call.
All right. Our first caller of the evening is the one and only JFK. We'll get his thoughts on the game. Evening, JFK.
Evening, Oxshare. Bridgeman, Fox, hope you're keeping a bit better and getting well, Bridgeman. It's nice to hear your voice on here tonight.
Thanks, pal. I'm doing well.
You, mate. Just before I go, I'd just like to say a big hello to somebody who I met yesterday. I hadn't seen him for a long, long time, many years. A lad called Dee from Clydebank. Said, could I give him a shout? He listens to the radio every single night, no matter where he is.
All right, Dee.
There you are, Dee. His big favourite on the show is not myself, believe it or not, but it is the Bridgeman.
Bridge is everybody's favourite.
Yep. Yeah, that was interesting tonight, guys. When I agree with you're saying there. It was a good performance, but we're not going to get carried away. But I was very pleased. It was a very, very watchable game, considering it was a friendly. And I can't disagree with anything I've said about the players. I thought Stephen Davis at times in the first half, when he was on there, some of his football was beautiful. It was the way he used to play when his first time at Ibrox. Big Yorgie, as Stardug calls him. It was a kind of at start, but he came on to a fantastic game. Connor Golston played well as well, and the worldly pass for Barisic was absolutely worldly. Very pleasing. 2 good goals, one an own goal, one a deflection, and I'll take that any day.
Here.
It was a good performance all round. On Ryan Kent, he needs to learn. Things like that. You can't slap MD in front of the referee.
I think what it is you need to learn that you can't give referees a decision to make, because then you're gambling. That's what we boys need to learn. Do I think it was a red card? No, I don't, because the boys sort of slapped him first. So where do you draw the line? And the worst about it is, Fox, they had VAR there checking all that out. So how does that add up?
It was a silly sending off, but maybe a lesson learned for young Ryan Kent. You can't lift your hands and get away with it. I don't think he was intentionally doing anything aggressive. I think he was just trying to tap him in the side of the face the way he had tapped him. But red card it was, and off he went.
Well, it's not us to get a red card in Europe, is it?
But the thing is, Ox, it worked out a better training session for us. There'll be times in away games when we'll go down to 10 men and have to defend, and we proved tonight that we can do that.
Can I come in just for a second, Ox? Yeah.
Yes, mate.
I just wanted to say for the first 45 minutes, which is all I managed to see, I thought we were tremendous. I thought we managed to nullify the first 10 minutes where they were in the ascendancy. And I thought they were putting the boot in now and again. But other than that, I thought we played very well indeed. Some good individual performances.
There was nice stuff at
some
times.
Good stuff. The goalkeeper stood out well, didn't he? The goalkeeper stood out well. So I thought that George Edmondson was a wee bit slack. Maybe it took about 20 minutes before he got into the pace of the game, to be honest.
You'd maybe say that we took us up to we got the goal before we come into the game, JFK.
That's probably right.
I think we were trying to bed ourselves into the game, and I'll agree with Bridgeman say there. They looked more rustier than us. I mean, both of the teams hadn't played for 4 months, so no, I'd agree with that up until we scored a goal. I'm not going to say that we didn't look as if we were going to score. I mean, it was a kind of sticky game up to that point. I mean, we did score we did up our game, and it was pleasing to watch. Some of the football, you said yourself, Oxyar, see when we're allowed to play football, mate, we're a good football team.
And again with football, we do all right. I mean, I think that's been proven.
Yeah,
it's this low block, high block, park the bus, whatever you want to call it. We struggle with for some particular reason. Ibrox, Hamilton, Fir Park, Hearts away. The games when they're only sitting in and looking to mug you. But when teams come out and give us a game, we don't seem to have any problem.
And that's happened many, many times days before. But what do you think of the setup, the way we set our team up?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Before we go any further, we've been joined by Port Bear, so I'm going to bring him in and get his thoughts. Evening, Port Bear.
All right, boys, how we doing? Oxdear, Fox, Jimmy, Terry and Bridgeman. I hope you're well, mate, and hope you have a speedy recovery. Interesting,
guys.
Thank
you very much, Mark.
interesting night. Nothing more like you say, nothing more than a training session. But a very competitive training session next year. You know, I didn't expect it to be as tough tackling. I didn't expect it to be as, tough. But it's a good exercise. And Kent, he's just got a wee lesson, right? He gets schooled, didn't he, on the old dark arts of football. You know, Marcelo comes up and he's pulling and hauling at his arm till he got up, and a few wee taps on the back of your head. You've probably done it yourself, Bridgeman, next year, the guys that have played the game, just to wind people up, and he's reacted.
Bridgeman when they go in the park, if that was a sending up.
Exactly, mate, exactly. A wee word in his ear. It's a pre-season friendly. A wee word in his ear, you tell him to calm down. Or if you're that upset with him, you have a word with the manager and you take him off and you bring another player on. He didn't need to send him off.
I see the compliance officer cited him already, and it looks as if he's going to get a 6-month ban.
I wouldn't be surprised, mate. I wouldn't be surprised. I heard Jimmy just about to touch on the formation. Do you want to continue with that, mate?
You give us your thoughts, mate.
Well, when I watched it, what I was sort of seeing was the usual 4-3-3, but I also seen slight tweaks at the top end, mate. What I did see was a 4-3-2-1. So what was happening? Morelos was coming your focal point, and he was being flanked either side of him, just slightly deeper, with Hadji and Kent. But Hadji was allowing to come in more central, where I think particularly, I've seen it on this show, he's more dangerous more centrally, and he gets in good scoring positions. I know he tried to claim the first one. If you're in there, Ox, you're claiming it. So, and he got his second one. So that's what Hadji brings, and I've said it before in this show. It's well documented. Build your team around this boy, because this boy will change your team going forward, in my opinion, mate.
Jury's still out for me. Jury's still out. Yeah, I don't want to talk about the night, but the jury's still out. But we'll see. I get you. The two come in narrow, played narrow. I don't know. You seen it, JFK?
Aye, exactly. That's why I was asking. It was kind of made me eat my words as if the gaffer had been listening to what I'd been saying. It wasn't a criticism. I kept saying it. It seems that sometimes it's plan A, and A. But I saw that as well. The way it panned out. We started off with a 4-3-3. And I'm like yourself. My jury's still out with me for Hadji. He's still got to prove that he can do that week in, week out. It was a good goal. He took it well. It was reminiscent of the goal that Brian Kent scored against the puddle drinkers. Ball across for Barisic and the way he just a whip at it. So I mean, if he changes it like that and it works for us, and we can play the football we know we can play Oxford, things will look good for us for the start of the season. But as I say, we're not going to get carried away. It was a right good workout. As I said before, it was really enjoyable to watch. I've got to say, it was an enjoyable game to watch. And me and you always sing off the same sheet, is that friendlies are they're boring. I hate going to them, but we go because it's the Rangers. But that was enjoyable. Maybe more enjoyable because we've not seen the Rangers for 4 months. But I did enjoy it. I found myself shouting at the telly as usual. But I did enjoy it, mate. So it's happy for me. A good performance. And let's go into the next game against Nice on Saturday, and we'll see how it pans out there.
All right, before we go to the second half and talk about that, I know Bridge had problems watching it, but just for you, Fox, first time we've seen the strip, Castile gear in the fridge with the team wearing it. Your just initial thoughts, just briefly.
I look very smart. I was quite pleased, aye. I didn't say much else than that, mate.
That'll do. If you're happy, I'm happy, yeah?
Can I come in on that one?
Yes, Bridge.
I thought it was the best looking strip I've seen this year.
There you go.
Can I also say, as I never saw it, the second half, would you allow me to bow out tonight?
I think you've got reasons to have an early night, mate.
Okay, I'm away then. I'll speak to you later. Thanks for everything, guys. Thanks for all your
Take care, Bridgeman. Nice to hear you, pal.
Cheers,
pal.
Saturday, Bridge.
Speed to recovery.
Cheers, pal. Bye.
Cheers, buddy.
Well, in the second half, obviously, they're pushing, but we should have scored 2 more goals with 9 men. At one point, I think, 10 men at a time, but Barker and, Ross McCrory and Jordan Jones, in my opinion, should have scored.
It was McCrory missed the. Was it? It was McCrory that missed the open goal, wasn't it?
Well, he hit it. Well, he sort of mishit it. The boy cleared it. You've got to, but he didn't do him much wrong. The boy just happened to get across and clean it.
Hindsight says he should have lifted it a bit, but You're right. I mean, we probably should have come out 4-0 winners, but
I've cut across you. We've been joined by, I think it's Stevie for Oslo. Evening, Stevie.
Hello, guys. Long time. Good to hear you again.
How you doing, mate?
Aye, all right. I did a 13-hour shift today. On my way home, I was trying to get the stream on my phone. I managed to get it when I got. So I missed. What happened to Hadji? Can you tell me? He scored a goal, but when I watched the game, he wasn't on the pitch.
He went off at half time. Ryan Kent got sent off just before half time. We went down to 10 men, and he took Hadji off and put Arfield on. I
missed that as well. But I mean, from what I did see, I'm quite happy with our new keeper. He looks pretty decent to me. He comes out, he's confident, and he made a couple of good saves. But I'm proud. In the French league, I think they've been playing their season, have they? Or was the season?
No, their season ended, and they've had a couple of friendlies. They're just slightly ahead of us, but not a lot. And a reasonable result for us, Stevie.
I mean, considering, you can't complain. But I mean, what I did manage to see was our attacking. I would say we were dominant on the left-hand side. I thought Barisic, I thought he did pretty well. He was substituted as well, I believe. The new guy, Bassi, is it? He made a few. I mean, you can't judge from one performance, you know. But I mean, from what I've seen. But what I will say is, before I leave you, I said it from day one. Stevie G, European football, we're sorted. We've got big pitches, we've got good pitches, and then we go to, Hamilton, Kilmarnock, tiny wee pitches, plastic. That's where the problem is. That's just my thought. I mean, I thought we defended amazing. Goldson, I can't stand him, but he did great.
Aye, the good game. Yeah. Port better, and you come, mate.
All right, Stevie. I agree with pretty much what you're saying there, mate. Goldson, again, you touched on him here. That's the frustrating thing with Connor Goldson, because he's more than capable of giving you, a performance like that, and that's what annoys Rangers fans. Probably frustrates the life of the manager as well. In the smaller games, he seems to switch after it, and his concentration's not at the level as against European teams or on European nights. He has to get consistent. Or he will find himself removed for that team. On tonight's performance, and if that's the way he's going to go ahead in the season, then stick to that, and you can't do him too much wrong. He's a very reactive defender. I think when he get too much time in the ball, that's when he makes mistakes. But when he's doing his job, he's better. He definitely is.
But what did you guys think of the fridge or the freezer? I don't know what we call him. Big Edmondson.
I gave him man of the match. I gave him man of the match.
I was very impressed. Very impressed. Yeah.
Fox, Big Edmondson done okay. Come on to a game. I think the first 10 minutes he's pretty ropey, but his passing was a bit slack. But he get better, and he done something that I've been critical of him in the past. He came and met the ball and headed it, which.
Aye. He attacked the ball when it came into the box, and he won, I would say, 95% of the headers that he went for. I thought him and Goldson played really well, and I think Goldson, when he's asked to defend, can defend. It's when you leave him with the ball, as somebody rightly said there, he isn't a great person to have on the ball to distribute it for me. But just as a solid defender, I think he's a really good game tonight, mate.
Listen, Stevie, we've got a few more callers coming in. I know your phone is for Oslo. You're welcome to stay if you want and join in.
No problem, guys. It's been a long day, but I'm just glad to hear you's back. Keep it going. We are the people. Love you. I'll be listening forever.
Cheers, Stevie. Thanks for the call as always.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, buddy.
Bye-bye.
We've been joined by Andy Phillips. Evening, Andy.
Hi, boys. You all right? Everybody okay?
Yeah, Andy. Cheers, mate.
Good. Yeah, I thought first 10 minutes a bit ropey. Come into the game, got our goals. Kent, silly mistake. Second half, if you look at it, the good exercise for me was we stood out there. We didn't look really like we were going to lose a goal. So going forward, it's a good training exercise for keeping clean sheets. Big keeper at the back looks pretty good.
What did you think of Big Shirley?
I just said to Shuggy there earlier on there, I said, I think he's going to be one of them guys that you go, oh, geez, but you're going to say, why, he got stuck in there. He looks like he's just going to bowl everybody over, doesn't he? You know, I just got a funny feeling about him. You won't be sure about him, but he'll get stuck in.
Do you want to hear my theory?
On you go.
Well, if you have a wall, you only have to put him and Edmondson in it. Then you've got all these spare players because the shoulders between the two of them.
You wouldn't want to be a sandwich and meat in between there two, would you? That's for sure.
What do you think, Portbear?
He's a big unit, mate. You know, he's also got Oxshare. I noticed, didn't he? He's quite pacey, isn't he? There's a couple of times when he was standing up, showing his strength, making himself very big, and just shrugging, experienced European players off the line. Let's remember, Ox, that team's still in the Champions League. That team's a very, very good team, winning championships in France. Pretty regular up to PSG, had all the money, the cash injection and stuff. Let's not take too much away from Rangers. We know it's a training exercise, but they're still a good outfit, mate. And may I add, we had 10 men for a long time and then eventually to 9 men, and we still seem to be in pretty much control. But Bassey looks absolutely an absolute powerhouse, mate. I'm very impressed with that young man.
Yeah, he looked raw, but enthusiastic, and he grew into the game, and he did look as if he had a bit of pace, yeah. Yeah,
100%, mate, 100%. It's, it bodes well. I think now, in my opinion, mate, we've got enough youngsters. I've seen this before on the show. We've got plenty of projects working there. I don't believe as much as I did believe end of last season. I thought we needed maybe 4 or 5. I think maybe 3 signings of real quality, mate, added to what we've got, and we won't be far away, mate, because on that performance tonight, we're a wee bit further ahead Oxford than I originally thought we were. I thought end of last season we were pretty much on our feet. I thought maybe Davis was coming to an end. I thought, he was immense, mate. Him and Ryan Jack were superb in the first half. Steve Davis was just clever.
I don't think that solves any of your riddles, Fox. That was no problem. The kind of games, was it?
No, home games of football we seem to do pretty well, and that's how we had the good run in Europe. As you say, we stutter against the smaller sides packed into defence, but obviously we'll work on that and see if we can improve on that this year. Did you think we looked fitter than Lyon?
Aye, at the end of the game they were all blowing, and we were quite even considering we had 10 men. We were a lot further on than they did.
Aye, so did I. I thought our fitness looked very good.
Andy?
Once they played at a friendly place, wasn't it? They were getting stuck in there, weren't they? And some of our players look like they've bulked out a wee bit, and that's what we're going to have, a lot of power and a lot of strength to take these out in Scotland. And it annoys me because, we go to these places, like you say, it's only a friendly, but we don't seem to have any problem in Europe. Yet we can't do to teams like St Johnstone and teams like that. I know what the difference with Scottish football and that, but you just know on the day we can beat anybody, even with what we've got now, which we know we need 3 or 4 quality signings to come in. But why can't they take that attitude in Scotland and say, right, we're going to take you out. You're not good enough to play against Rangers. We're having you. And that's the thing that annoys me. But when you've seen them do that, if that's your so-called second team in France, well, like you say, they were blowing out their ass at the end of it there, wouldn't they? Rangers looked like they were okay. Did we not finish with 9 men as well? Because my steam kept going off,
Aye, Parker went off. I don't know. I seen him pulling up, and then he tried to come back on, and he went off. But what did you think, JFK?
I said at the start, I thought we looked far fitter than them. The two of them hadn't played for 4 months, and whatever training the guys have been doing at Auchenhowie and elsewhere, I think that they were looking far superior fitness-wise. I heard Bridgeman saying earlier on, didn't he think they were all that great, they looked unfit and all that. Maybe they were a bit unfit, but they were still a good team. They're playing Juventus in the next second leg of their Champions League, so their name is...
There was £185 million worth of player on the part for them, mate.
I know that, but I think in past we can discount that, because it's all right saying a team's worth 200 million, but if they're 11 and 11 on the park, It's how you perform, and I think we played them off apart for probably about 80% of the game, and that's no exaggeration for what I was watching. I'm just pleased the way things went today. I still say we need another striker. I was really pleased with Big Bassy once he stopped giving me a bit of a scare a couple of times. But I think I agree with the guys there. He's a good big unit to have there in the centre of defence. We'll soon see what happens on Saturday. I think the gaffer will probably change a lot of it. I think he'll obviously bring Defoe in and give him a run in and keep Fred on the bench. I'm very, very pleased with the fitness. The guys look as if they're ultra fit now, mate. I hope they don't peak too early. Fortnight this Saturday for the season starts.
You would know about that, mate.
Yeah, coming too early is not a nice thing, mate.
I wish I could. Oh dear.
JFK.
Jesus.
What? Oh my God.
I was also impressed with the young boy Patterson again when he came on.
Yeah.
Thought he looked solid at right back, and the boy Lewis Mayo looked a ready-made centre half in the making as well. He kind of caught my eye as well.
He's fair filled out, folks. Lewis Mayo. Since last time I saw him, mate. I agree with you. I think, does anybody, in my opinion, of course, Nathan Patterson and Lewis Mayo, with Katic out, Lewis Mayo has been given basically a route to the first team squad, and so is Patterson, in my opinion, because we've got rid of Polster and we've got rid of Flanagan, who would usually deputise for Tavernier. Does anybody think them two may save Rangers a few million quid? Have they got the ability to step in there?
Well, I think the boy Patterson, there was no nerves for him again tonight when he came on. I thought he did well against a tricky winger.
I was very impressed with Mayo myself, Fox.
Were you? I was impressed with him as well.
It was the fact that his positional sense, and he went and won a few headers, and then he went back again and showed great bravery and maturity to go and do it. So he's doing himself. I know it's only a cameo for the two boys, but I don't think they've done themselves any harm.
They're certainly probably going to put themselves in Gerrard's mind, Oxger, in my opinion, because they've got 5 games for basically their pre-season. What an opportunity for the two young lads to go and make a claim to get into that first team squad and be part of it for this season, mate. And potentially save Rangers several million quid, where they can maybe go and reinvest that money in where we need it. Mayo, for me, last time I saw him, he looked like a wee boy, but whatever they fed him during the last time when I saw him, and under the coach matches, he's fair filled out, man. He's fair filled out, and I think him and Patterson should just go and grasp this opportunity, guys, and take the bull by the horns. It's up to them. It's absolutely up to them.
Andy?
Yeah, I totally agree with that, and I think that boy Kennedy's been very foolish there, because I think he was in the Gerrard's plans as well. I think he could have been another one. Patterson, I think, could push Tavernier quite a lot if Tavernier's not in his game. I really do. I think he's a cracking player, and I think he'll go on to be a stalwart at Rangers. Actually, we don't, get rid of him. The boys had a couple of shots now. Let's see what he can do. As Potts said there, his friends was a good opportunity to get him in, and let's get him going. What did you think about Buffalo tonight? I thought he had that defender on toast there tonight.
I thought the excellent game. Talking about stars, talking about real stars. We've joined by Jim 115. Evening, Jim.
Right, all right, lads. How we doing?
How we doing, Jim?
No bad. I was just like one of you guys there said there. I think we need to be putting my money into the basket and getting myself a really top quality striker here. I think we know the Alfie's probably going to go. I think we need to be pushing the boat out and getting somebody pretty special in here, because I think it's. I don't know. I don't really know. I heard the guy Roof name getting mentioned, but I've also heard that he's not too keen in coming here to the league. So who knows? But I think we need to be getting a striker in.
All right, I'll come back to you. We've been joined by another caller. Evening, caller.
Hi, Ox. It's Olver here. How you doing?
Oh, thank God for that, mate. I've missed you.
She pulled an SPFL on me. She ended my season early off. Planked my communication stuff in the scary room. Know what I mean? Couldn't find it. But I was just wanting to talk about that game, and that was a bit tasty for a friendly. Was it? No, it was all right. It was good. As Jimmy said, a good watch, wasn't it?
Who impressed you, mate? Who impressed you? Big Golson.
Oh, yes. Aye, Golson did actually. I've told you before. I want the boy to be good, but he's if he sticks to doing like that, as Fox said, he's excellent. Just leave him alone and do that. But on the ball, he's a nightmare. He gives me the jitters every time he's on that ball, because he gets all confuddled, and if he passes it right away, he's a different player. But if he hods it and starts looking about for that 60-yard pass, you know you're going to be in trouble. At some time in the game, you're going to be in trouble. But the night he played well. They all played well, to be honest with him. It was a good training exercise. Nothing to get carried away with, but I thought they'd done all right, really, honestly. I was impressed with Jack. Had a good game, I thought. Golson had a good game. Barisic had a good game. Big Edmondson, I was happy with him as well. I thought Big Aribo was a bit slow. It took a while to get in it, but once he got into it, he started looking at Hadji was a wee bit quiet, but get into it as well. Kent, I thought, was excellent for the start. Stupid centre half. He needs to learn. They all need to learn about this. They really need to sit what these young boys doing and say to them, look, you can't cost us in the season with these stupid reactions. You've got to sober up. Just sober up. But in general, I thought they all played. What really impressed me is see the back four at the end of the game, the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes of that game. That was a really young back four. I mean, that was that boy Bassey, what do you call it, Patterson, Mayo, and McCrory in that back four. That was some back four. I went, that's showing some confidence in them to go like, go and get there and see if we can keep hold of this result. And to be fair to the boys, they did. And they couldn't look comfortable to me. They were throwing themselves in front of things. You thought it was a cup final, but hey ho, I'd rather them doing that, showing a bit of commitment and desire to get into the team than standing back like we shrinking violets. You know me about shrinking violets. I don't like shrinking violets, but the none of them's done that. They all get tore in. So I'm impressed. Enjoyed it.
That's maybe because you won yourself. So,
aye, that's true. Aye.
Jim 115. Who impressed you, mate?
I just think it was a solid team performance.
Well,
the tackle on Ryan Jack, how that went unpunished, even we're looking at it with VR, absolute disgrace.
Yeah, it was.
Prior to young Kent sending off. Again, you can't lift your hands, but the other guy was as guilty as Ryan Kent is, in my view.
One was sarcastic and one was petulant. So if you send one off, you're going to send the two off.
I totally agree.
I thought the referee was abysmal, but that's another story. But it was all about a training session and getting miles in the legs.
He was too eager to just to give them a wee wag of the finger, Oxshire, and it was always. He had a couple of nips at Fred. Did you see that? I mean, Fred was getting battered. Oh, other place, get that boy in toast, but the referee was abysmal, as you say. Sorry to interrupt, pal, but just
no, you carry on, mate. I thought I'd come back to the Fred. I thought Fred led the line well and showed a great appetite as usual.
Well, definitely. As you said, that boy in toast. I mean, he's playing his usual game and that. And what I was pleased to see, he didn't react as we've seen him in the past. And I think he's hopefully learnt his lesson. And let's hope that we keep him for this season. But I'm pleased with his performance, what he gave us in the first half. I'm all right with that. The gaffer was wanting to change it. Obviously, I had to change a few things when Ryan Kent gets sent off, but all over that it was all the guy all the time.
Nope.
Like a cuss getting opened out.
I don't know what I was, but
a player you have no mention.
Hi, on you go.
Docherty.
Didn't do much, mate.
No.
Ran about a bit and worked hard enough for the team, but didn't go on the ball much.
I heard McAllister roaring at him. Did you hear him roaring at him? When he ran through and he ran right up with the keeper. It was a stupid run because the keeper was getting the ball anyway. He's just wasting energy. But he was to get back. McAllister was roaring at him, get back. because you could see he was looking a wee bit lazy, but then he put a sprint on to get back. But one of the players I thought looked for, he's either really unfit or he's just lazy, is that boy Jones. I mean, that boy can run for 60 yards and then just falls down. I don't know what's up with that boy. He's done it last season as well. 60 yards, that's all you'll get out of him. Then he falls down. He's no more legs. So he's either lazy or unfit. There's one of the two, but I'm never impressed when I look at that boy. I really am. There's something no right about him. I don't know how you feel about it.
It was. I mean, he could have scored tonight, and then there was the other one was running through, and he should have went away for the defender, but his touch let him down. So arguably, he could have had 2 goals, and he never took his chances.
The surprise for me was Barker. I've got to admit that when I saw him come on, it was oh no. But no, I thought he contributed very, very well to the game. You know, I thought the 2 runs he did it could have gave us a couple of goals, but I'm hoping that continues. You know,
see, he played for Hibs again for them, Jimmy. That's what he done against us when he played with Hibs. That sort of run, and that's when I kept saying I think the boy's not a bad player, because that's what I was seeing. But that crap he dished up last year was just abysmal, absolutely abysmal.
Sure. I really surprised me. Again,
he's all right when teams come out to play. When there's no grass in behind, he's well know him on the park. Just get around the panel quickly, and I know it's only a friendly, and I'll start with Fox. The man of the match for you, Fox?
Connor Goldson.
All right. JFK?
Big Horgy. Get him.
All right. Port Bear?
Edmondson, mate, yep.
Definitely.
Albert?
I'll get Golson.
Andy Felix?
Yeah, I'm going to shop you. No, I'm going to go for Golson as well.
All right, so Golson has it just for Big Edmondson.
Yeah.
All right.
That'll be your Sherlocks.
Connor Golson.
Yep, there you go. Unanimous. Is I touched on earlier.
I know everybody thinks there's a witch hunt against Big Golson. I thought everybody. But there's no. If he plays like that, you'll get all the support in the world. The whole support will turn in his favour, me included. But if he starts that footing about and mincing about with the ball, no. Just do your job. Do your job at centre half, and you're good at it.
Albert, you said something. When he starts messing about and he looks for that 60-yard pass, how does he just not get an out ball and just keep doing it? And if it is a 60-yard pass and it's a crossfield and he puts it up to the other side, you know what he's going to do, and he just Kent or whoever gets on their bike.
Aye. That's what I'm saying. He needs to recognise the pass. But he's not a midfielder. That's his problem. He thinks he is, but he's not. If he doesn't see the pass right away, which a lot of the time he doesn't, where a midfielder does see the pass and the ball's away, getting caught in possession is the worst crime in football in my eyes. You know what I mean? And for a centre half to get caught in possession, it's criminal. It's absolutely criminal. And if he just gets that out, he's get that one thing out your game, and you're a different player altogether.
I watched the Liverpool game the other night when the £80 million Van Dijk mate done the same. So it happens to all centre halves. It's not just him.
Well, that's the point. That's the point, folks. It happens to him. It happens to everyone. Well, centre half shouldn't let it happen to them, because look what happens when it does happen. So you lose it 9 times out of 10. You'll lose a goal for it. So that in itself says speed up. I try to do your pass if you've got to do your pass, but make it faster. Don't dither on the ball. And Golson's an awful one for dithering on the ball. That's his big problem.
I think the problem is when he gets caught is Tavernier goes forward right away, and on the other side Barisic moves up, so he's not got many options to hit with a pass. Is the other centre half?
That's a fair point.
I always think that one of the midfielders should come back, and if we're going to play out for the back and take control of the ball for the back, Steve Davis should be doing that job.
Agree, mate. Agree. Yeah. Steve Davis should be a pivot, folks. You're right.
That's a fair point, folks. But that's to be sorted out at training. That's when you get a hold of them at training and start rolling and going like that. Get a grip of yourself. I mean, I know what you're saying with Tav. Tav can be a wee bit petulant and off too far. He never gives good angles to receive the ball. I'll give you that one. That's definitely right. But sort it out training. That's when you get all that sorted out. You don't stand in a football match, go dithering on the ball and then going, you didn't make an angle, that's how I get caught. We're 1-0 doing that Hamilton game springs to mind, which still sticks in the throat, but we're not going to talk about that. But you see what I'm saying? No a live game, training, sort that out in training.
Aye, the fullback shouldn't go forward until the ball's played into the midfield and then they can go forward, you know.
They're obviously instructed to do it, Fox, so...
But that could cost us over a season. That's just my point of view, right enough.
All right.
Can I touch on Kamara, Oxshire? I thought Kamara looked pretty sharp when he came on the second half. Pretty brave on the ball. There's one particular pass where Edmondson rolled into his feet on the edge of his own 6-yard box and he turned the defender. And, and we broke. I think it was the one for Barker when Barker ran through. I thought Kamara looked pretty sharp after his flat end to the season last year. I thought he looked pretty on the ball again, mate, back up to sort of pace. And his passing was pretty good tonight. He seemed to look
he's bulked up and all, didn't he, Paul?
It does, mate. For some reason, that a lot of the Rangers team, we have got a small side, guys. We've got a small, slight guy. We've not got a lot of big units in our team. We've got Bassey who's added to that, but certainly some of them have added visible muscle and bulk to their persons, and it can only bode well. Maybe that was one thing that was lacking, because sometimes we've said it on this show, our team's been a bit powder puff, easily bullied in games. It happened, like we're talking about cold nights at Hamilton or Motherwell or a wetty Kilmarnock on that plastic pitch. Maybe a guy just needs a wee bit tougher and, we don't get bullied in games. So, that does bode well, but I just want to give Kamara a wee bit of a shout out, also, because I thought he did look pretty good.
I also thought that Arfield put a good shift in, considering he came on against 10 men and he covered the park well enough and always made himself available. The piece, I've got to say this, JFK and then Andy Fairleeds, I don't think we had any real failures tonight, considering that it's a training session. Let's not get too carried away, but...
Alright, without getting carried away, mate, you're right. There had no failures tonight. Everybody put a shift in. And we're not getting carried away. I mean, I think that we're being honest in our appraisal of the game. We're happy, obviously, because we won. And if we'd get beat, I'd have been disappointed. But it's about getting the game time and for the bigger picture, which comes in a couple of weeks' time. So the win's a bonus, but winning and playing parts of the game the way we did is very pleasing, mate. So that bodes well for going forward. And we just, as I say, let's go into the next game now and see how we perform. And that's all we can do. That's all the players can give us. If they give us our all, they'll get our support. So, that's a very, very good performance, mate, in parts. Definitely.
Andy?
Yeah, I'll take that on from Jimmy as well. Like, if we go with that attitude and keep that attitude all season, then you'll get our support for everything. Just like that's all we're asking. We're good enough, so let's start believing. The problem, obviously, if you look at the last 2 years, we've got Lascelles there. The last 2 years we've had them. I used to say to ourselves, like, see if we get there around about Christmas New Day time, and we're around about them, we usually go on and win it. What they've got to do is when they get the cell there, then they've got to believe, not start panicking. Believe. Right, we're here, now we're going to take it on. If they go with that attitude, we'll be okay. And he will have 3 or 4 quality players, or maybe 3, obviously. It has to do, because the squad's too wee now anyway. And I still think there'll be certain players going out of the club. So hopefully, a bit of exciting times, the players that he says that could come into the team. And I'm looking for 27, 28-year-olds that have got experience, that are not going to be afraid of getting stuck in. If you want to battle with us, right, we've got the guys, we're going to bring them in, we're going to battle with you. And if we do that, and keep that attitude, we'll be okay. No problem. Just start believing. We're Rangers. We shouldn't be worried about anybody else. We've had with doldrums, now it's time to move. As it says in the video, it's area. And that video they brought out there to advertise the Rangers, that video should be played every time they walk through that door, so they see that video and get them to believe what they believe in, and let's go. Come on. This is our season now. We're going to win this now. I genuinely believe something is going to happen for us this year. And that's how I'm seeing it at the minute.
All right, mate. All right. Yeah. I hope your optimism proves to be correct.
We'll have to be,
Can I just say about Morelos, mate? During this break here, I've read everything on forums and on Facebook and on Twitter about his attitude. He's carrying weight. He doesn't want to be here. That guy came out there and played in a friendly in the night. And if anybody thinks that boy doesn't care about Rangers, they're wrong, mate. I don't think he's gone anywhere.
Here, mate.
I think he'll stay. Unless it's crazy money.
Can I add to that, Fox? Can I add to that, mate? What I'll do in sort of supporting you on that, if he was going anywhere, this is only my opinion, of course, if the wee man was going anywhere, do you think Rangers would have risked him in pre-season friendlies? I'm hoping he stays. I want him to stay because I think he's the sort of guy that could fire us to a title. I really believe that. I think he's got more than he's got the ability. He's got the drive. He's got the passion. I don't doubt any of that at all. You know, his commitment to Rangers. And I just don't think Rangers would be taking a chance, you know, and playing him in pre-season friendlies if he was on his way out the door. I really don't believe that, guys. But it's only my opinion, of course.
See, I'm different, Port. I don't think he'll fire us to a title. I don't. I think he's too impetuous. You can't rely on him. I think he's got the ability. I think everything you've said is right, but you can't rely on him. If he lets us down again, we're doing stupid things. You know what I mean? And you know the referees; they don't need much to send him off. I mean, he gets sent off when he shouldn't have been sent off. I agree with that one, but we can't rely on him. We can use him, and I hope he doesn't go. I want him to stay because he'll get something from him. But you need to have ready replacements sitting there. You really do, because we're not going to win a league with Defoe and Morelos as we're only two forwards. It's like Jimmy said, we need at least another one forward. I would say another two, but at least another one. So I can't rely on Morelos. He'll be good when he's good and be bad when he's bad. But the bad bits is he gives them opportunities to send him off, and they take it every time. He never gets away with anything. Never gets away with anything. So that's 2 years now. And we've no learnt my lesson in 2 years or something really wrong with us.
The only problem with that is, sorry mate.
Go for it.
Oh, sorry. The only problem with that is, but I agree with everything you're saying, but it's who do you get? You know, to get a striker again that's going to score you 20 plus goals a season, because that's what you need. You need someone that's going to guarantee you 20 goals. So who do you go and get?
But the fact that we've not got a ready names, it doesn't mean you don't get somebody. You need to get somebody because you can't rely on a guy. We know that. I'm not the only one that's thinking that. We're all thinking that. Yep. You can't. I like the player. We all like him. We all love him. He's a great wee player. Only he's getting. He's unplayable. He's fantastic. He can lead the line. He can do all the things that a centre forward should do, and he can do it well. But there's always that but, isn't there? And if he lets us down and we're sitting going into games without him, and Defoe's injured or carrying a niggle or something, we're sitting there bare-assed again. We can't do that again. We've got to learn our lessons. We've got to improve the squad and give a bit of depth in that position, knowing fine well that these referees are going to go after him again. I mean, look at that. Look at the referee tonight. He took a dislike to him within 10 minutes of the game. He takes a dislike to him. I'm going, it must be his face or something, because people just seem to take an instant dislike to the boy.
I don't think you're allowed to say that in the modern world. Anyway, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening. I'll go in quickly, just get your opinions on, let's put it in context, it was a training session. Andy Phillips.
Yeah, good workout for Rangers, and hopefully we'll go forward. Now, look at it this way, let's win the thing. You know, first trophy, second off for the rest of the season. That's the way I look at it. You know?
Yeah. JFK.
Very pleasing to say that at the start. Very pleasing to watch. I was pleased with everybody's performance. A couple of cameos, I agree with about the boy Mayo, but overall, what I saw tonight, without going over the top, very satisfied, mate. So on to the next game.
Anyway, we've got a last call here for Ricky Neal, mate. I think he's coming in.
We'll bring him in, only because he's a celeb. Oh, we're getting overtime, GFK.
Brilliant. Make mine an orange lollipop now.
We can see him, but we can't hear him.
Hello.
So that's the best way. How are you doing, Ricky?
Can you hear me? Aye.
Aye, we can hear you, mate. How you doing, mate?
Every time I come on this show, yous are bringing me in for different ways.
We believe that's the way you like it.
That's so true, but my wife's actually listening tonight, so we better watch what we're saying.
How we doing, mate?
Brilliant. Listen, I've been listening since the start of your show, and you know, I'm a big fan of your show as well. I think he's been brilliant again tonight, but I was so excited actually to see the Rangers game tonight. I think I'm the same as every
boy
other.
For Christmas.
Honestly, it's been nuts. Honestly, it's like the past 2-3 days, you just can't believe it. You know, I'm sitting with a couple of my mates in here watching the game, and it's just been brilliant. You know, and one of the things I thought today about the game today, I thought the Rangers' defence were excellent. You know,
that was the two men that get man of the match split was Edmondson and Golson on the boys that's on the call.
That's it. And one of the things that they were talking about, like, see how Kent obviously gets sent off, but there's all these new rules. You're not meant to be able to touch anybody, right? They were all over his face, right? Their hands were all over his face and all that, right? Is that not one of the new rules that you're not actually allowed to handle another player? So it actually started from the other player actually was hands all over Kent's face. So straight away he's like, "Oh, get away from me!" And normally in a normal football match, then you can see why Kent gets sent off. But obviously, the whole COVID thing, and it was a friendly, Kent's actually like that. You know what? Get away from me! But he gets sent off for it. I don't know if
he's being sarcastic and Kent had a bit of petulance. And if you send one off, you've got to send the two of them off. Either that, you just talk to the two of them, grow up.
That's it. But do you know what I thought after that?
That's a good point, isn't it? It's a good point Ricky's making there. I never thought of that. That is a good point, by the way. With the COVID carry on, you shouldn't be touching another player's face.
You're not allowed to. Well, do you know, I coach my wee boys. Well, when I say my wee boys, like 15 now. But I coach his football team. You know, I'm a coach for West Park, and we actually had our first session there the other day, right? And you're only allowed 10 people on the field. You're only allowed 2 coaches, and nobody's actually allowed to handle the ball apart from the keeper, which we've actually got 2 keepers, and one of them can't really handle the ball anyway, so he's all right. So no, but seriously, do you know, it was quite funny because there was another team training right next to us, and they just disregarded. We get sent a 32-page document from SFA, basically saying, you know, this is how you get the boys back into football, and you're not allowed to header the ball, you're not allowed to handle the ball. If the ball goes out of play, then either the coach needs to go and get it, or the boy needs to go and get it, but he's not allowed to handle it. You know, there's so many rules. But see, this team next to us, they never done any of that. You know, they were actually doing the whole thing where you pick up the ball, you throw it to your pal, he headers it back to you, or he does the kick back to you. You know, so it's a strange one.
Did the hoopy jerseys on?
They did actually. They did.
The boys for Bishop Briggs usually do things properly.
Aye, you know, so we're not going to that, you know. But I just thought tonight it was like, I actually thought, see, the fact we got a player sent off, that is the kind of thing that happened in Scottish football, and I think the way we acted after that will benefit us going into the league games over the next few weeks. You know, I said a couple of weeks ago I was a bit worried that we weren't playing any games against the likes of Accies, Motherwell, etc. because I don't see the point in playing all these fancy games against Lyon, because they play the European football where they like playing open attacking football, and we like that football as well. That's why we do so well in Europe, but we need to play football against a team like your Motherwells, your Kilmarnocks, your Accies, the ones that part the bus. We need to learn how to break them down. So I was quite happy when I heard that we're playing against Accies and we've got Motherwell, and I can't remember there's other one, St Johnstone, St Mirren or something. We've got some closed doors games, so you know, I think that's the way forward. You know, I know a lot of Rangers fans wouldn't want to normally go and watch one of these friendly games against your kind of Accies and that, but you know what, if we want to win this league this year, we need to...
Every 3 points is vital, mate.
Aye, and I think, do you know what, why are we not concentrating on these teams? Every team that comes to Rangers that come for our league, or even the league below us, they treat it like a cup game. So I think what we're doing now is right. You know, and I was well impressed with the defence tonight. But I don't know, I have been listening to you all night, and you've been kind of saying the same. You know, so.
Well, we've got you on, mate. Give your podcast a shout out for people.
Do you know, that's growing arms and legs, and it's something that I never ever even planned on doing. Obviously, I was a guest. When was it? 3-4 months ago, when the lockdown started. The guys at the We Work on the Chase podcast asked if I'd go as a guest, and that was that was 4 months ago. And then I became a guest on that, and then every so often they would get me on. And then just unfortunately 2 weeks ago, Mark decided he didn't want to continue the We Work on the Chase because he's been doing it for a long time, 12 years, you know, and he decided that was it, enough was enough. But during that time, it was amazing the amount of people that had actually been in touch with me, just saying, you know, the things that we were doing, and see what you guys have been doing. I honestly can't believe how you have kept us going for so long during lockdown when there's not been any football on. It's been such a for us to even like produce one show a week, for you guys to do how many shows you've done is unreal, you know. But it just shows that the community of Rangers fans and the love for the Rangers and what you have done has been amazing. And I think you should. Nobody ever gives you a wee pat on the back, but I think what you guys have done has been top notch, totally amazing. I listen to you nearly every second night. He's a brilliant, you know.
Maybe you should find that bit for the archives. We've still got it, Ricky, when you phoned in the show after the semi-final.
No, I don't. That's probably one of my proudest moments on your show. I can still remember. I was sitting outside bar one, and I was like, you know what, I need to phone these guys. And I was over the moon, honestly, because it was like obviously that was the semi-final when we beat them, you know, and I think it was do you know what, it was like I'd been doing so much stuff for Rangers First since when we all went down. And that was like the first sign when we finally knew, you know what, Rangers are back, and it was amazing. And I think I was
alone. You weren't alone.
That was it. Do you know? But it was so funny. You need to play that again. But no, what was saying was
ringtone.
Yeah, I can imagine. But what I was saying, but I don't even think you guys realise what you have done over the past few weeks to keep so many people going, and you know. Seeing them into text, people have saying to me, you know, I listen to Rangers Radio, I listen to your podcast, and it's my wee escape. He says, because you know what, I'm stuck in this house all day, and see that gives me a big fucking. Oh, sorry, I just swore there. But it gives me a good. Sorry, but you know what I mean. It gives me a wee boost. You know, it's like it makes you know that you're actually making a difference. But honestly, you guys have been brilliant, and so my new podcast anyway, it just kind of grew from nowhere because basically the We Work on the Chase podcast finished, and then me and Baz were planning on doing something, but it just grew arms and legs, and before you know it, I guess the guys from 5 Star Events asked if we were interested in doing something, and you know what, I wanted
Carry on.
You know, sorry, I was wanting to create a podcast a bit different for everything else. You know what I wanted, because most podcasts struggle to get any kind of decent player on. You know, whereas these guys said, listen, if you are up for it, then we can get you decent guys on your show, and they're actually talking about like your Albert, you know, it's all my heroes. You know, so God knows what I'm going to like. I'm going to be a.
Well, you should never interview your heroes. I do that every night with JFK.
I know, and look where that goes.
I listened to that, the Heart and Hand one, Nicky, if you heard it the other day with Nicky Law.
Right, I've heard it. Oh, to be honest.
She put me on suicide watch after I listened to it, man. What a depressing wee guy that is.
Aye.
I love that for lads in the dream. It's brilliant. But that guy's depressing, I'll tell you.
You know, I think what you guys are doing, and obviously I'm only doing it like once or twice a week, but then obviously now I found out that I'm going to be doing a live show every Monday night with fucking Durant and Ferguson, which is like they were in my office all day just for a wee photo shoot, and within 5 minutes they were ripping the piss at me, and I was like, how the hell am I going to, you know, because at first I was like, listen, you know, I'm only going to be the guy that's going to fire the questions at you guys, and Durant straight away was like, oh, big man, we're going to be ripping out of you all hour. And I'm like, oh, I need to get some banter, you know. But listen, again, I keep on saying it, but I don't think you realise what you have done over the past 3-4 months for a lot of Rangers fans that are listening, you know. So you need to take a wee.
Well, listen, Ricky, it's a hobby. We enjoy it, and we're all a bunch of mates together. You know what I mean?
That's it. But I think you all need to take a wee pat on the back, and I think everybody else that's listening tonight will actually share that same view, because what I've been listening to over the past 2-3 months, and there's only certain times I get involved. I'm more of a listener, if you know what I mean. It sounds daft, but I don't actually like getting involved with calls and things like that, because I always put my foot in it, as you know. So,
Only twice, innit?
Aye, twice, I know, but there'll be more. There'll be plenty more. But listen, I'll constantly be promoting your radio show. As you see, I always do a tweet and all that saying, listen to Rangers Radio and all that, because I think it is the best show out there.
Mate, always a pleasure, and but good luck with the podcast. And you're always welcome on here to comment on the football, mate.
Aye, definitely. I know, and that's one of the biggest things I'm looking forward to. That we can actually talk about football again.
I hope so, mate.
We've not been able. The night has been brilliant. Because we've actually been able to watch football. So listen, all you take care of yourselves, and we are the people. All right, take care.
Cheers, Ricky. Thanks for the comment.
Bye.
Well, lads, we've reached that time in the evening. Good to hear from Ricky as always. We got a wee bit extended there. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. Great to hear from Bridge, JFK, Port Bear, Andy for Leeds, All Bear. Jim 115, and of course Stevie for Oslo, who phoned in. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back on Saturday night after the Nice game, but hopefully we'll get our first trophy of the season in the bag. Thanks for listening. Be back on Saturday. Take it away, Old School Blue.
We are the Rangers FC. We are the people, you better believe. We are together, we're doing the fancy all over the world. We had our troubles, but now they are gone. They tried to kill us, but the Bears we stood strong. We are together, doing the fancy all over the world. Lucia Vibrox for Lancer and Dream. Follow, and God save the Queen. You'll hear us singing, doing the fancy all over the world. In Barcelona in 72, we beat the Russians, but 3-2. Still celebrating, doing the fancy all over the world. Glasgow Rangers are back where we belong. Lucia Vibrox, and we're still going strong. We wear our colours, the red, white and blue. We wear them proudly like blue noses do. We are together, doing the fancy all over the world. The pride of Scotland, but that's nothing new. The pride of Glasgow, and Glasgow is blue. We are together, doing the fancy all over the world. To be a blue nose, it fills us with pride. We are united, we'll never divide. We are together, doing the fancy all over the world. Doing the fancy all over the world. Doing the fancy all over the world.